So you guys just came off of a pretty long tour at the beginning of this year. What was a highlight? Maybe a highlight show that you guys had?
Tampa.
Like, this is crazy.
Tampa was
Why?
crazy.
Why Tampa? Why Tampa?
Shout out to all the bands that play with us, but like those kind of bands, like they really treated us like it was like our home, and it was also just great because we actually had a lot of people that really knew of us as a band.
In the group, how do you guys kind of work the songwriting process?
This past couple of years has been the most collaborative that Moonroof's ever been.
We all get our own input on it, get to work on it together and hash it out and then do some edits.
I think it varies a lot from song to song too. Like we've tried different methods. Someone will have an idea maybe, we'll just like jam on it together.
Sometimes we literally are just like hanging out and like it's like 100% collaborative to the point where Dan just like sets a tempo on his metronome, and then like Kev or I will like think of like an idea. From there, like it's 100% collaborative. Like we go to the studio, we all have our opinions on like different ideas that we put in the song, and then for the lyrics as well, like we just hang out and like write lyrics until like 2 a.m.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Studio One. I am here with Moonroof. How's it going, guys? Generally, I have clapping, but I'm the only one here today. So thanks for being here, guys.
Oh no, thank you so much, man.
Us.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty
Good?
Yeah.
How was the drive? It's a nice night.
Oh,
Windows
yeah,
down.
It was nice.
Not too bad.
Perfect weather out today. Can't beat it.
Awesome.
Way better than the cold.
Yeah. Oh,
Say
dude.
that much.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the warm weather. It's March right now for everyone that is probably watching. We're in
It's a
March.
little bit of a
It's
tease.
All
right? Isn't
because
this,
of a groundhog.
Yeah, we're getting like
Outside
seven
of that,
warm
it's
days.
all
Fake
because of
spring.
one groundhog.
I'm not.
second spring.
The thing
right?
is, though, I'm not sure if the groundhog was accurate. Wasn't he saying that there's supposed to be like a couple more weeks of cold?
I think he did say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
supposed to
he
be more
did,
winter.
Yeah.
But we're in
Hopefully.
second spring?
But then
right?
it got,
That's
what
what
it's called.
it got like warm after that, and then it got cold again.
I told you, Kev.
Can't doubt the hog, man. Don't doubt the hog.
super accurate.
Super accurate. Super accurate. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I want to just quickly have you guys introduce yourselves to everyone watching. So we're going to start here. Can you just introduce your name, who you are, and what role you play in the band?
Hi guys, my name is Dave Kim, and I sing in the band.
Awesome.
Hi guys, my name is Dan and I'm the drummer for the band.
Sweet.
I'm Johnny, and I play guitar.
Nice.
My name is Kevin and I play bass guitar.
Sweet. Have you guys who's like the OGs? Have you guys all been at from the beginning of the band?
Not me.
Not you.
Basically,
The three of us. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We all met at Bloomsburg University. Shout out Bloom.
Amazing.
And then we met Johnny at a little after the COVID times.
Okay. And Johnny, where'd you go?
What'd you
Just
say?
where'd you go to school?
I went to the University of the Arts in downtown Philadelphia.
Oh, cool.
Which actually they just closed last
R.I.P.
summer.
Rip.
But
So sad.
yeah, so and then I was in Philadelphia, and then these guys came to Philly, and we were on the same label, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if we're talking about the whole origin right now, but
We'll get to the origin in a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah,
but
we
I'm
can talk about that
I'm
later.
curious.
But yeah.
Like, so you guys met? For you guys met for Johnny at the label. Was it like at a show? You've kind of just
No,
like you guys were like
honestly-
you guys were in the group, or was it like, yo, what are you doing?
No, like Johnny was just in another band, and so we were just saying he was like filling in for other musicians. So we asked Johnny, would you want to play with us? And then it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
then
say
it
that
just
right now.
stuck,
It
yeah.
worked out really perfectly, actually.
Yeah, we actually played with Johnny's old band before. We went and saw him a few times, so
It makes
was-
music
yeah.
fun, dude. I'll be honest.
just
like,
that mutual,
God.
Going
Yeah.
to each other's shows and yeah.
So you guys had a little bit of an intro of who he was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Just
Seen
waiting to
around
pick him up, be like,
studio.
he's gone.
Well, I've always said it was like this. I always said to Ty even before like I really knew Johnny. I was like this. That guy wants it.
Ty's
Yeah.
our producer and engineer
Cool.
who
Gotcha.
runs
Yeah.
the label.
The head of the
And
label.
yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah, shout out to Tyler Ripley.
He's all right.
He's all right. Just all right. Just all right.
He's a good guy. You know, he
Yeah.
takes care of us.
Amazing. All right. So also something I like to talk with artists is like you guys are known to be musicians, passionate about music and all that stuff, but you sometimes have other passions and other things you like to do. So like on a normal day, if you didn't have music on the schedule, it was like, hey, go enjoy the day. What would be like your first thing that you kind of do? Play basketball,
Oh,
sleep.
dude, I got this, dude. For me, it's literally
there.
first I'll work out, then play basketball for like 6 hours, and then literally watch anime for another 6. And literally, like, if I had a day off, that's really it, dude. And I don't sleep, so that's just a perfect day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Like,
That's
literally,
Dave's day in a nutshell.
That's
Every
great.
free open day.
work out for 2, play ball. I have to eat. So
yeah, I was gonna say you should,
I'll probably eat.
one meal in there somewhere.
No, dude. Well, actually, our Taco Bell closes at like 3 in the morning. So if I need to eat,
got plenty of
I'll
time.
eat that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's awesome. They know me by name. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. So for me, my perfect day off would be probably going skiing. It's not often, but
Okay.
like I like to ski outside. I like going to the gym too. So
Yeah.
that would be my hobbies outside of music.
What's the best mountain that you've skied? I've snowboarded.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done it in a little bit though. It's been a couple years, but
So the best one I've ever done was Lake Placid up in New York.
okay.
Great mountain. It's Whiteface Mountain. Awesome, awesome runs up there. In PA, probably the best one is probably Blue Mountain, if you know Blue.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not too far from
I've
here.
been there a couple
So,
times. Yeah.
Blue is the best one around here.
Awesome. That's sick. Johnny?
Yeah. So, I love animals and I love food. So, I like to cook on my days off. So a perfect day for me. Start the day, go to the pet store, see the hamsters, see the birds, and everything like that.
I love it.
Get some treats from my cats.
Yeah.
Come home, chill with the cats, and then cook literally just cook a meal. And that's basically that's probably my day.
What's like your best meal that you've cooked so far that you're like, I would put this in front of all these guys and be like, you're gonna enjoy it?
Honestly, I feel like I make pasta pretty well. I
Okay.
don't make homemade pasta.
Yeah.
But just the sauce, I guess. I make a good sauce with sausage, hot Italian sausage. And then make a red sauce and then make that with ravioli.
You also said tacos, remember, dude?
I do make good tacos too, yeah.
That's
You
our
gotta-
second
Greek
plan.
food, right?
We're
Oh, I
gonna
do make good.
He makes
Yeah, I
some
make
Greek
good
food.
souvlaki
I'll make some
also.
nachos and he'll make some tacos, and then we'll make a restaurant after the band.
Food truck.
He was telling us on tour he's got to make. You got to make. Was it gyros, right?
I don't make gyros. I make souvlaki.
Souvlaki.
Or I also make lamb. I can make good lamb.
I've never had lamb before.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
you-
great.
Is it hard to? Now this has become a food podcast.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Is it hard to cook lamb? I've never done it.
Not really. So I think the easiest way is to just make the lamb chops. If you
Okay.
just get they're almost like lollipop. They call them lollipops.
Yeah.
It's the bone, and then you just have a little bite on the end. You just grill them kind of like a little steak.
Yeah.
So the best way I would think is medium rare.
No, I
So
just
just season it a little bit with olive oil
I'm
and
learning, I'm learning.
salt, pepper,
Dude,
a
I'm
little
hungry now.
rosemary, and then cook it a little bit on both sides, and then just
All right,
pop
cool.
right
So
up
after
there.
this, we're gonna go to your
Work
place.
on my
You
cooking
actually-
until
yeah.
it's
There's a great
good.
place I think right here on Gay Street.
Is there?
Opa. I think it's called Opa. Yeah, right on Gay
I
Street.
don't think I've
It
been
used to
there.
be maybe
That's amazing.
closed.
Shout
It's been
out
a long
Opa.
time, but shout out Opa.
Amazing.
I'll answer for Kev. He likes to stare at a wall for. no, I'm just kidding. Kev, getting
I wake up, I stare at the wall until they tell me to come to
Pretty
band
dead on.
practice, and then I go to band practice. Then I go home and I stare at the wall some more.
No sleeping.
No sleeping. No
There's
eating.
no sleeping. No, I don't need to sleep. I just power down. So I guess I don't know. Actually, I guess what I would like to do on a day off is maybe go to a thrift store or something,
Okay.
and then try to get outside a little bit. Maybe go on a hike. I started going to the rock climbing gym recently.
Okay.
So just indoor rock climbing now, but one day
You
maybe
go to Reach?
I'll do outdoor. No, I've been going to Movement
Okay.
in Philly.
Nice.
But yeah, probably try to just be outside, I guess, do some hiking or something.
Nice. That's sick. Well, guys, seems like you guys pretty active outside of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to be.
Amazing. All right, we're gonna get into a quick game.
let's
Hopefully, this doesn't divide the band up. Just kidding. That will not happen. But the game is this or that. So they're pretty chill. I'm gonna give you 5 questions, and if you guys all agree, fantastic. If there's a little bit of banter, fantastic. So the first one is coffee or tea.
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 Oh,
I like coffee.
That's
Coffee.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a tea guy. I'm a tea
I'm a
guy.
tea
So we
guy.
got 3.
They're both
Tea
good.
So my
Yeah.
old band was called Tea Head.
Really? That's amazing.
Not so much Johnny likes tea.
All had to have tea before.
Yeah.
Shout out T-Head.
So you guys are all coffee.
All
Oh,
coffee.
yeah.
That's
I
actually-
mean, I'm
I
gonna
like
say I'm
coffee.
a monster.
Okay.
I'm a caffeine addict, so
yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
I don't sleep.
Actually,
Remember,
yeah.
that's literally
Part
what.
of how you can do it.
That's
yeah.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. All right, second one. Drum solo or guitar solo?
Oh, guitar
Well,
solo.
Drum solo.
Guitar
I was
solo.
gonna be a little
I
bit
don't know.
biased on these two.
I like a drum solo
Oh.
too, but
Thanks, Johnny.
I
mean-
gotta say guitar solo.
Okay.
For guitar.
They're both great. Yeah.
Can't be split.
I'm gonna say guitar solo.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any iconic in the songs? Are there any iconic one that you're always looking forward to? Like, I can't wait for this solo to come up. In your songs that you have?
I mean, it's
Oh,
not really like
uh,
solos for me. It's like lead parts.
Okay.
Like, it's
Yeah.
like,
We
especially
need to
like
give Dan
songs-
more solos.
Yeah, I don't have any. Yeah. No.
We might have to
I
change
mean,
that.
my bottle it up solo. I
I like
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
forward to because that's a good
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Like it's a hype song.
Sick.
I'm trying to think what else.
My favorite
Especially-
lead guitar is probably Mr. Brightside. We
Ooh.
actually cover that, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like always just like the best. When you play it, it's
Yes.
just, everyone's just like
Just that riff just
Yeah,
gets
that main
everyone
riff.
going.
That's
oh,
amazing.
Everyone's riffs.
Yeah. That's sick. All right. Number 3. I don't know if you guys have ever flown to shows. But I'm going to say driving or flying to your shows. Would you rather drive to a show?
I
Or
rather
would you, like
drive.
road trip it, or would you rather just jump on a plane, sit back, relax, get there?
I mean, it depends because if we play in like the West Coast, hopefully
We'll have to
soon,
fly.
like we'll have to
Fly,
fly.
yeah.
But I'm saying like,
True.
you know, driving is awesome just because like, you know, some people say like, how do we do it? Like, how do you guys like be in a car and actually like each other that much? But
Yeah.
we're actually just generally like fam, so like it's great. But like, and I feel like you just fool around or
Yeah.
sleep in the car. But
I was gonna say with the driving too.
also the plane. I mean, I don't really do plane rides that much, and I don't like it. And Johnny probably
Yeah, I
agree
do
with
not
me.
like
Yeah.
flying at all. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah. Like,
I would agree with the driving too, just because you get that camaraderie, the bonding. It's all like, I don't know. I know you guys probably feel similar. It's all like the
Yeah.
little like the BS thing that we kind of do, and all the little like chatting and.
Yeah, it's like it's part of the experience.
Yeah.
It's
Like
just
stories
like being in
and
the
things
car
that are-
together
yeah.
and like
That's awesome.
driving and getting flat
Yeah.
tires.
That's how we learned that Johnny can make green food. That's where we learned it.
Yeah,
in the car ride.
For the most part, too, like when we go on tour, most of the stops are within 4 hours of each other.
Yeah.
So like, kind of just makes sense to like drive.
Makes sense,
Yeah,
yeah.
the max is. I feel like we've driven like 7
7 was
hours.
the max,
like,
I think,
longer.
yeah.
That's a long
No,
drive.
wait, 9.
no, it's crazy.
9?
Lawrence to Fort Collins.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
9.
crazy.
Did we, I think we had a
stopped.
day though, right? Did we have a day?
Yeah,
we had a day off there though.
Dang. All right, number 4, a chill night in or a night out in the town.
Chill night in for me.
A chill
Okay.
night in person. Yeah.
The younger Dave myself
Yeah.
might have gone a day out, but like nowadays it's chill day in.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch anime.
Yeah, chill night in probably. I mean, a mix of
Alright.
both is always
That's
good.
good.
cooking-
but,
I'm
You
cooking
guys
Yeah.
want
meal.
to chill now?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on the equation, like decision too. Like the Eagles parade. Like,
And
oh,
then,
dude,
yeah, then
let's
you
go
gotta go
out,
out,
let's
yeah,
do
yeah.
this.
Certain
And
events,
now
yeah, like
it's
maybe
just
New Year's or like something, then you
Yeah,
you
bars
Gotta
just
switch
don't
it up every
excite
once in a
me,
while.
dude. Honestly,
I
like
understand, dude.
I just, you know,
We're
like
not-
the most
we're
drinking
not
we ever
like
do
we
is
were.
actually at the venues because
Yeah.
the venues always offer like us drinks.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't really go clubbing.
I also work in the restaurant industry, so
Okay.
I'm like always out at the bar.
Yeah.
So
You have
when
your
I'm,
fill.
when I'm
So-
off, like the last place that I want to be is
Yeah, you're like,
is
please
out.
don't
Yeah.
let me do it. I don't want to do it.
Like, I wanna stay
Not
out.
another
Imagine
drink
you're
later.
opposite. You just wanted to always hang out at the bar. Like, oh, Johnny, you're working? No,
I don't wanna go home. Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, everyone has a phase. Everyone who works in the restaurant industry has a phase where you just like take the money you get and spend it
Yep.
immediately afterwards. But yeah, that ended quickly when I realized that I was spending all my money that I was making.
Yeah.
It's just going right back to
Exactly,
Butcher Bar.
yeah.
yeah.
All right, the last one: movies or TV shows.
Oh,
that's a
movies. For me, it's movies. Like Gladiator.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn. I don't know about you guys. How's
That's
that?
tough.
I don't know. I mean,
I guess I would say
depends.
movies, but yeah, that is a tough one.
Oh, dude, I guess anime is.
I'm gonna go
It is TV shows.
I'm gonna go
though.
TV show just because
Okay.
you can invest longer into it.
Yeah,
and, like
exactly.
take your time
See,
going.
that's
through
my
it.
problem. I can't invest. I'm like
Okay.
movie once it's done, I'm good.
Yeah.
If it's like the next, I have to go for the next season. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Shoot, the commitment
See, I
to
love it. I'll
Actually-
like binge a TV show.
Yeah,
Really?
I've
Yeah.
changed my mind. It's TV shows because I watch Supernatural.
Okay.
And they have like, I don't know, like
16?
They have
16
15
seasons?
seasons,
Yeah.
and like I rewatched it like 6 times.
It's
So
a lot of
like-
time.
Yeah, no, it's like each
Spend on
season's 22
Supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
episodes. and,
Oh,
like,
Yeah,
my word.
any shows like that that are super long, like that is a commitment.
Yeah.
like I don't that
For
yeah.
sure.
It's got to be like a
watching
4
Naruto,
season or something.
It's like 500 episodes. It's like
Yeah.
One Piece. You know, a lot of our friends like love anime, like
Yeah.
One Piece, and I don't know how they
Wanna
do
get into it, but
I
it
think they're
intimidates
at,
me.
like,
Yeah.
Episode like 1,340 something.
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, it's crazy. TV
Sheesh.
shows. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Well, thanks guys for doing the game with me. That was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
dude.
That was a lot of fun. We're gonna get now into like the actual episode.
Oh, let's do
the
it.
interview. So, getting started. So, how did you guys get started as Moonroof? Did you guys initially was your name Moonroof from the beginning?
Nope.
All right, give me
No.
like the origin story.
Yeah, that's one
A
day.
quick synopsis of
Started
the
a
origin
long
story.
time ago.
It kind of it started a long time ago, but it actually started when we were in college, and it was just Dan. Me and Kev were like roommates, but like Kev was like always just busy with girls and stuff. No. But it was just like Dan was like always hanging out with other people. But then one day we were like I was singing in the showers, and then I think Dan knocked on my door at like 2 or maybe 3 in the morning because we were both night owls, like, and so he knocked, was like, you singing? And he was like, oh, I was in a band in high school. Would you ever want to be a band? And, you know, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on here, but I'll say it. It's like this. And he asked me if I want to be in a band. And I was like, oh, that's for, like, white people, you know? And it's generally true. But it's like this. But then, like, you know, we asked Kev if he wants to join in. And at first, Kev plays bass, but Kev actually played guitar. And then Kev had a friend named Nick Salucci, and he was our friend as well. But Nick Salucci played piano. And then we just started doing open mics. There was not really a music scene in Bloomsburg. I feel like we did open mics, and then later on it just kind of, we took it to another level. Kev switched
At that time, too, to interject real quick, we went under the name The Big Picture. That was our name.
Big Picture?
The Big Picture. Yeah.
Okay.
1,000 of them, though. There's a
There's-
1,000 of
well, there was, like,
Too common of a
Yeah,
phrase.
too common.
Yeah, it's
There's like a
not
big
easily
media organization in
findable.
Boston that was called that. Like, so then we were like, we need to change our name.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as we graduated, we moved
Yeah,
down.
no,
Yeah.
it was a funny story how we actually formed the band, though, because it was like, I was a theater major.
Okay.
And, you know, like, random people would be like, you know, even like Dan's family friend was like, good luck waiting tables all your life. And then that kind of sparked the thing in my mind. I was like, dude, I might be screwed. And
Yeah.
then that actually helped out my professor. Like, one of the interim professors there was like, yeah, Dave, you're pretty screwed. And I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So literally, I was like, so we played a show called Bloomsburg Ren Fair, which we're playing this year as well. Like, like we played, and everyone was like, yo, that's great. What are you guys going to do next? And I told them nothing. We're graduating. So I just asked these guys, like, before we graduate, can we all just try to move down to the Philadelphia area and do this band thing? And so far, it's been great. No, it's been awesome. It's been great. It's been
Question
awesome.
mark?
It's
Great.
been awesome. It's been
Pretty
awesome.
good.
But yeah, but then later on down the years, we've, like I said, we found Johnny through our label.
Just
I know he always says
found him.
found
He was
me.
just
He always
found
says
him.
that.
Yeah,
You were
but
just,
it-
you were
Found
just
me.
on the
There's
street.
a lost soul, and
I
then
was lost, dude.
Yeah.
Dave
We brought him in.
picked me up, took me into his family, and that's how I joined the cult.
It's literally just like I think in like COVID time we got signed to this place called Free Dive Records now. It's called Free Dive Collective, and we were both in a band in there. And then it was just like that's how we all just stayed. And I feel like these past 2 years we've done so many shows, dude.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think of them. Like
Dude.
it's so many. Actually,
I was looking at on your website, and it's like, dude, this list is long. And even in the beginning of this year, you guys started like not far into the year, and you were like up until like, what was it? When did you guys? We're gonna get to tour soon, but like, when did you guys end the tour? This
February
February
3rd.
2nd.
okay,
Oh, was it?
Second, I think that was
February
that
2nd.
Sunday.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
second,
that's insane.
It just felt like it was like 20 shows straight, like no
Sheesh.
breaks, and we're just like, you know what, dude, let's do it. And then like nowadays we know that like we're probably gonna take some breaks in
Yeah.
there. 'Cause we actually wanna,
Next
like,
time
do
we'll try to
stuff.
take
We were trying to
some
max
breaks.
out
Yeah.
everything
Maybe.
while we were on the road.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
every city we could hit, we were trying.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like honestly,
Maximize
we've
it.
only been doing the touring thing for the past like 2 years, really. Like this past year from 2024 to 2025, I think we said we like travel like 31 states.
That's
Like,
insane.
yeah, I know, right?
Probably
Just, like,
played
one
more
year.
shows than
Yeah.
like the last like 10 years before that or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Because like pre-COVID, we didn't really play that much. Like a little bit in Philly and like just whatever we could get.
Oh yeah,
Right?
no. Like we just
And
wanted
then
to be
COVID, of
try
course.
to
and
be
Yeah.
a
then-
bigger Philly band,
Yeah.
and then nowadays in Philadelphia we play like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
because we usually try to sell out our big shows, right?
Mhm.
And like that's what we've been trying to do. So Ty was saying like, yo, it's time for you to go and like do other things and get a market outside of the places, and it's been going pretty well. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
anything you guys gotta add, dude?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been good though. Actually, I guess I could add that it's like we can play more often once you start like traveling. I guess.
Yeah.
Because you can't play Philadelphia every single night or like every single weekend.
Yeah.
You could if you're like getting like the bar gigs, like the cover scene, but like playing original music, you can't really get your fan base to come out every single week. But once you start traveling and like obviously you want to start to market yourselves in other like areas.
Yeah.
That's how we like and we also like started traveling for like college shows too and doing a lot of that
That's sick.
stuff too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they're crazy.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
fun. Dude.
Have you hit Westchester yet?
Yeah, we actually
did-
played the Ramboree.
Okay.
We did Ramboree 2 years ago. Yeah.
It was fun.
Sick.
It was a lot of fun actually.
That's amazing. I love it. So who is like inspiration for you guys and your band? Like what bands are you kind of like I like that. I pull from
There's
that.
definitely band inspiration. Then there's like individual. So I guess if you want to cover the band one.
Oh yeah.
Like
Well,
as a
my,
band.
my favorite band is like the 1975, and also
I literally have it here. One of the songs, 2 a.m. sounds like the 1975.
no.
So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
Yeah,
there.
I told
But
that.
literally, I have it in my notes. I'm like, this has 1975
like
vibes.
1975.
Yeah.
Also, like the Killers. I
Yep.
would say that much. And it's like it's funny though. Like growing up, I didn't listen to any music. The only two bands I listened to was the Fray and the Script.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still solid bands though.
Yeah.
If
no,
you're gonna
I
listen
know,
to two
dude.
bands,
Yeah.
not
that
bad.
was the only
Fray's
thing,
back
but
on
yeah,
tour,
right.
so yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, my inspirations would be Two Door Cinema Club, which we get a lot of inspiration
Okay.
from. Probably them, and surprisingly, it's an artist, but Childish Gambino is one of my favorite
Yeah.
musicians. We don't sound like Childish, but just
But
I
you
get a
can
lot of
pull stuff from
inspiration
that,
from
yeah.
him. So
That's sick.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, I have a lot of influences, but guitar wise, I feel like I take a lot from like a lot of like indie alternative bands.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands is Catfish and the Bottlemen.
Okay.
They had a
Yeah.
hit called Kathleen.
Okay.
Like in like 2015, that was
Yeah.
probably like their biggest song. But I don't know, they're just like fun, like poppy, but still like edgy, like not like punky, but like edgy, like guitar riffs that just like really drive like the motion of the song. I guess that's probably like is one of my bigger influences. But then also like all the the great guitar players.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, I like listening to like a lot of different stuff too, of course. But as far as like the band goes, probably like indie rock, alternative kind of stuff, like 2000 sort of indie rock, like Vampire Weekend.
Okay.
Last Dinosaurs is a band we also like a lot.
Yeah.
So we have some of that sound, and then also like the 1975 kind of pop stuff, and then maybe a little bit like pop punk in there too.
Yeah.
Kind of like all mixed together.
Yeah. That's so sick. I'm going to actually jump down. I have live shows next, but we're going to do new music. Because I want to, since we've been talking about 1975,
Okay.
yes.
I kind of want to jump into that now. Because, like, your new song that just came out in January is called 2 a.m. And it, like, literally, when I played it, I was like, this sounds like a 1975, like, track. It sounded
Thank
so
you.
vibe.
Appreciate
I'm
that.
assuming, was that like
100%.
what you were pushing for? Like, we want to sound like this. We want to just kind of see what we can kind of come up with that. Like,
actually, it
Yeah.
was definitely like Johnny came up with the instrumental, and then it was just more like we were adding stuff because like actually we were talking about the song didn't like it came out way different than we actually thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Because like the chorus is a little harder and all that stuff. So I was like that.
Originally, it was like just the main, like
Yeah.
the intro hook, like the main vibe,
Yeah.
the intro.
it wasn't
That's
supposed to be like
the
pop punk.
1975
It wasn't
part.
supposed to be like that. The chorus, it just
Yeah.
went that way.
And then we brought it in the studio, and then it just like changed. Our one of our producers, Vic, he wrote like a different part for the chorus.
Yeah.
And then he was like, what if we took it like into a harder part for the chorus, and then turned it into something different?
what
But-
did you want the vibe to be at first? Like, what was that
mean,
like? You're like,
initially
you
it was
came
just-
with an
Johnny,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, initially, like literally, all that I wrote was the intro there, which is like that very like poppy, like almost like
Yeah.
synth poppy, like 1975 feel. That was the only. I literally just wrote that and we basically like looped it for like 3 minutes and was just like, because honestly, I was definitely trying to go for a 1975 vibe.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of how their songs go. It's just like the main riff, like Chocolate. It's just like the same riff over and over again, and then like you know the guitars cut out, and then they come back in, and they cut out and they come back in, and that's just how a lot of good pop songs are written. But
Yeah.
so that's kind of how I initially thought of it as, but then it was cool like changing the vibe for the chorus too and making it more because the kind of like pop punk almost feel that we go for is like I guess like matches the rest of the album.
We
Yeah.
actually always say that Dan like thought of something to make us a little different. We're like too light for punk and then too.
It was
Too heavy
I
for
came up with a slogan for us because I was like, I feel like a lot of bands have slogans.
Yeah.
Too pop for punk, too punk for pop.
Yeah,
Just-
that's
I love it.
because that's really
Not
true.
pop punk,
like,
but
that's-
it's like,
yeah.
you
It's
know.
like kind of like I came up with it because like one of my best friends, Dallas, he's into like hardcore. He would consider us pop. But if I go to my mom would be like, oh, you guys sound punk.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very much perspective, like
Yeah.
whoever you're asking. So yeah.
That's amazing.
No, thank you.
Yeah. What is the story behind 2 a.m.? Can we dive a little bit into
Yeah.
that? Give a little bit of an
I feel
overview.
like- okay, so when we were growing up, I only think about one topic only, which is about love.
Yep.
But it's kind of funny. Like I'm the type of person that's like pretty cool being by themselves and actually doesn't really want to find love. There's always some times like where you're just like, if a person did you dirty and stuff or whatever, or it didn't work out, then I would just kind of zone in on that because I remember this long time ago, like when I used to try to write like more songs and stuff, it's like one woman, this random woman, told me like, "Oh, you need to like date more," and I was like, to write about the story.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. Let me try that. So I was like this. So I did that, and like this, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like to kind of do it, and like early on, like we have a song called First, and like this was like when Kev left for a little bit, but like it was. Some people really enjoyed it, but it is one of the like cream on the cob, like corny song.
Yeah.
Cream of the crop.
Pause.
Cream of the crop. Yeah, corny song.
You say core on the cob.
It's one of the corniest songs you'll ever hear. You'll be like this, like, oh, that's Moonroof. But like a lot of people were like, oh, this is so sweet, or this reminds me of like my first love, or like my prom date, or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, like. Let's not do this anymore. Like, let's try to go into a.
We wrote that one 2019, 2020. It's very like synth pop, but like
Okay.
It was actually like when I said it was
lyrics
a
are a
lot of people's
little
favorite songs, I was
silly
like,
maybe,
really?
but
But it was like, as we got older, like maybe Crazy and Bad for Me and all these new songs that we've been doing, like it kind of shows like the evolution of our like writing, because we all take turns like actually writing the music, and we actually just try to, because I'm a lovey-dovey type, like if I say something corny, like Kev and Johnny and Dan would say stop.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what's 2 a.m. about though?
Oh yeah,
I think it's still about relationships.
Wait, hold
It's
on,
about a
Dan.
relationship.
Dan, give the elevator spiel.
what was that?
Give the elevator spiel.
For 2 a.m.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dan would be like, I
That
don't
was
2
just
a.m.
about first. Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Dan. You boil it.
Well, it's just about like staying up late at night and just when you're thinking about that person and having those thoughts. That's pretty much like, the person keeps you up late at night and you're kind of waiting for that text, but like, they're not really good for you, but so you don't, pretty much that.
Yeah. I love that.
And going back to them and
Yeah.
like that cycle of that.
It's like modern baseball said, dude. Like a lot of our songs about love.
Love and heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
love
really
and
it. Yeah,
lost
it's really-
love.
Yeah.
But these new songs actually aren't though. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this right now, but like, I was gonna say, we're actually working on our first ever album.
Dude, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That's
so
sick,
much.
Thank
dude.
you.
That's
We're gonna
sick.
do a little tour for it, and then we're gonna have a show at Johnny Brenda's.
Okay.
July.
July 12th.
Dude,
Yeah.
July 12th. All right, July 12th. This will definitely be out by then, so
Yeah, dude.
make sure you guys.
So-
I'll try
July
to
12th.
see that.
Yeah,
That'd
if
be
you're
so
able to
sick,
come
dude.
through,
That'd be
it's
so
yeah.
sick.
Nice.
No, it's gonna be awesome. But like these songs, I feel like really show like what like we're always saying like we're gonna like take new pictures and everything, but there's like a new era of Moonroof. There's always eras of Moonroof that we say, and I feel like this album will be like a brand new era of Moonroof.
Yeah. As you guys are writing, so I kind of want to talk about a little bit about your writing. How do you guys kind of work the writing and production? I know you guys have a producer. Is there like some of you guys who really like love the writing side of it, and then some of you guys are like, hey, let me know when that's done. We're gonna do the instrumental part. Like in the group, how do you guys kind of work the writing system? Because like with a solo artist, it's like I just do it myself, bring a couple people on. But like with 4 people, it's like you might come with a song, you might come with a song, you might have an idea for a lick, you might have something else. Like, how do you guys kind of work the songwriting process?
I believe it's like very collaborative. Like actually, like this like these past couple of years has been the most collaborative that Moonroof's ever written. Because, like some songs like in the back then, we would just go based off like my melody or something like there's like Honey Honey or like Magazine. Like I just went and then everything was around. But like nowadays we actually came with the instrumental part, and then I was come up with melody, and then I might come up with like a little rough draft of the lyrics, and then everyone would like kind of chip in and say like this would sound better and all that stuff. So I just believe like it's the most collaborative type of writing, which I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what a band is actually.
For sure.
We all get our own input on it and get to work on it together and hash it out and then do some edits and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it varies a lot from song to song too. Like we've tried different methods, but like a lot recently, we just like someone will have an idea maybe, we'll just like jam on it together. Dave will like ad lib a melody, then we'll like record it, get like a figure it out a little more, and then Dave will like work on his melody, and then maybe have like some lyric ideas, and then we all kind of like sit together usually and like hash out more lyrics and bring some more ideas.
No. If the idea sucks,
You can't be afraid to share
no one's
ideas. Can't be
feelings
afraid
get
to
hurt,
say.
dude.
Yeah.
We're all
I
tough
don't know.
boys. Like we all literally like
Can't
some
get
people,
offended.
some people can't handle it, dude. The heat in the kitchen.
Yep.
True,
We
yeah.
all know that. Anyway, so
Yeah, you got to be open to each other's criticisms and ideas. But sometimes the songs start like an idea, like for 2 a.m. Like it started with like a specific like idea that like I had written, but sometimes and then that's it, and then we just like write the rest of it like together. sometimes we literally are just like hanging out and like it's like 100% collaborative to the point where Dan just like sets a tempo on his metronome.
Yeah.
And then like Kev or I will like think of like an idea.
Yeah.
And then whatever, like if he writes it, then I'll write a second part, or vice versa. And then immediately, like Dave is just like coming up with melodies and ideas or whatever. And then from there, we're just like, all right, that's the verse or the intro or whatever, or that's the chorus. And then we start building the song from there. And then like from there, like it's 100% collaborative. Like we go to the studio, we all have our opinions on like different ideas that we put in the song. And then for the lyrics as well, like we just hang out and then like write lyrics like until like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
We actually were almost like, I think. Oh no, we were on the road when the song came out.
Yeah.
But there's times when our songs
yeah.
will come out and we're like in our writing sesh, and then it's like, oh, it's midnight, like our song's out,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Shoot.
12 with like midnight, and we're like, hey guys, listen to our song.
Yeah.
That's very true. Very true.
I think that happened with Be Your One with yours.
Oh yeah, it happened with
Johnny also
yeah.
does solo music as
Yeah.
well. Quick shout out to Johnny
'cause-
Fordyce.
listen to Be Your Woman.
Yeah. So his
You
song
heard
"Be Your
him.
Woman" came out Valentine's Day, and we were in a writing session just in Dave's room, and then we were like, "Oh, Johnny, it's midnight. Your song's
Yeah,
out."
yeah.
We always just try to be supportive of, like, you know, when you guys, Johnny's with us like all the time and stuff, but he, you know, when he gets a chance, he gets to do his own shows and stuff. So we just always try to be supportive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've missed a show with Johnny in it yet.
True.
You know? So it's like, what's the question? Sorry.
Yeah.
We started going off.
talking about the writing process.
Yeah, we're just talking about
Oh
just
yeah, no, like I
how
said,
your writing process. Yeah.
like when I said like no one's afraid to say something, because you know back then, like even I can admit, like if my idea wasn't used, I would be like, okay, well, like whatever, you know, people shut down and stuff.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like we all know, like at the end of the day, Dan and Kevin, Johnny say like we want the best song. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's about what the song needs. It's not what you want to do, because like back then I always wanted to show off like my voice with like the like that's
run off.
Yeah, everyone loves that, right? Everyone loves that.
there's no reason for the type of music that we make. You know,
Yeah.
when we see a live show, we're like, wow, I could do that. You know what I mean? But like, there's like, we don't need to. You know, so we just like no one's afraid to like say no to each other, especially Ty.
Yeah.
And we always say you can move.
Ty
it
says no a lot.
We always say
He
you can
says
move
no
it to
a lot.
live too. Like if you want to add it into live,
Ty
that's different, you know,
Ripley
make it a little
says
different.
no a lot to us. no.
Cut that out.
No, yeah, you don't have to say that. But like,
No, we
but
love Ty.
Ty oversees the whole song, and it actually comes out really well because he always like kind of asks for our opinion, and also like, you know, ever since we joined Freedive, I really believe our songs just reached the next level kind of thing. So like, we're very appreciative of that.
We're hands on with the mixing with him too. Like he always will put it into a really good spot, and then he'll be like, "Okay, what do you guys want?" And then you know, Johnny you might say like more reverb or less of this and more distortion here. Like
It's actually good to say like to have someone that's like when I'm at the known thing too. It's actually great to do it because like I feel like when we did our first studios and stuff, like a lot of like producers would be like, "Wow, that." Like even like when I was singing, like I don't do first like 1 or 2 takes anymore. But back then, a lot of producers would be like, "Wow, Dave, that was amazing." Like some producers were like, "You don't need auto-tune. Like you have like a great tune." And in my head, I was like, "Oh man, I must be amazing." Kev's nickname is the Machine because he barely makes mistakes. Like literally, like doesn't. Or you can't hear it, or like whatever. But like
You just don't notice because
Yeah.
it's low in the mix.
but like nowadays, like Tyler would be like, "Hey, I think that could be a better take or whatever," and like at first, you know, we would just be like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like other people didn't tell me that." But like nowadays, it's like I just want the song to be as good as possible.
constructive feedback is just so important in music, and you know, because you can have a bunch of yes men around, but like it doesn't really do you any good. Like you
I
don't
used
grow
to
with
like
that.
it. I miss it sometimes.
But you don't
Having a
grow
bunch of
with
yes
it.
men, but it's fine. It's fine for the growth. That's fine.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, kind of that collaborative like feel when you're writing, I'm sure transfers into the live shows. So, kind of how do you guys handle a live show? Do you guys try to play your songs verbatim of like this is how we recorded it? Do you guys try to add stuff? What's your approach to a live show?
I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually pretty close to the
Yeah.
recording. We used to not play with like a metronome, so we would just, you know, do whatever we wanted. But now we're like, you know, on the metronome, so we're all like together. And
Yeah.
we kind of know like what each other's gonna do, especially like on tour after like playing, you know, a bunch of shows in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, we in the last year we added backing tracks, which is like been such a game changer because there's synths, there's different voices that Dave does that are in the background. Like obviously you can't do multiple voices live, so yeah.
No, I like it's crazy because like when you think about like how he said like in these past 2 years, we've been doing a lot of shows, right? Like everybody on tour, like I'm not even trying to gloat or something. Everybody on tour is like, you guys are really tight as a band. Like they would always say that, and I was like, we better be. We just did this 20 times in a row. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like, so, like if we sound bad after that, we're like, maybe this isn't the right path.
Yeah.
You know? So, no, I think
Gotta get a new day job if that's the.
we honestly just try to, you know, we don't. I feel like we also are very structured now. Like we have we know where Dan, he's the one who like chooses the backing tracks and has the metro notes and stuff. So like back then it would be more like improv and everything. Like, oh, I'll say this and stuff, but now it's very structured to the point like I'll say this. Like how this interview is like very structured. Like we do that and then like that's it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys just came off of pretty long tour at the beginning of this year. What was the highlight of maybe a highlight show that you guys had?
Tampa.
Like, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
Tampa.
Tampa was
Why?
crazy.
Why Tampa? Why Tampa?
It was actually really great. Shout out to all the bands that play with us, but like those kind of bands, like, you know, they really treated us like it was like our home, and it was also just great because we actually had a lot of people that already knew of us as a band. Also, you know, Johnny's family was there too, so it was just a
Yeah, my
great
dad
experience.
my dad lives outside of Tampa, so we got
Yeah.
to sleep at his house the night before
That's
too,
sick.
which was very
That always-
clutch.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
clutch. Like
Nice bed in the
It
shower.
was just a great
Yeah.
experience. Like people that've been following us for years on Instagram or TikTok, they're like, "Hey, I like came to watch you guys," because they would just come to our table and like, you know, they ask for photos or like they want to buy our merch, like, and all that stuff. It just meant a lot to us, and a lot of people in the crowd in the beginning, they actually knew some of our songs, and it was just amazing.
Yeah,
And
they were singing like our songs.
yeah, the energy was
That's
It
just
was a
always
very
like,
surreal
so different.
experience.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday, but it was the next day. They
President's
had,
Day?
MLK Day was the
MLK.
next day, so it was
Yeah.
kind of still like a weekend.
Yeah.
People had off,
Yeah.
so
People were ready to just party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was great. It was
Just good
great.
energy from the crowd.
And then we
Yeah.
also really enjoyed like, you know, places like we've never been, like Dallas and Houston. That was a great time too. The bands were really just
Roanoke.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roanoke. was
Roanoke,
like, yeah, that was
Virginia.
a different kind of show, but that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
The highlights are always like the last tour. The highlight was like the two people that like came up to us and like knew us before the show. Like either they had our song on their Spotify or they just been following us and like been waiting to come see us.
Yeah.
But this tour, there was like that night there was like 15 people that were like came out to us and were like, "We can't wait to see you play. We've been waiting for you guys to come down here." Or like,
That's
you know,
so
we
cool.
look
That
forward
must
to
be
the
such a cool feeling.
looking forward to the show.
Yeah.
Actually
And like every
felt-
show, there was like someone who was like waiting to come see
we
us.
weren't expecting any of that.
Yeah, and
like
like-
every
Yeah.
show, you're not sure like when
Yeah.
you're going into
places you would never think of, like Memphis.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh, like you're here for us. That's amazing. So it goes like, you know, we're just trying to get our name out there and everything, but it's actually just really rewarding when they're like, hey, we've been following you on your journey for years, and now you could play with us.
Yeah.
Like, I would play to us.
Played
Yeah.
a lot of people too on like Instagram have been like answering stories like come to this city, and we're like, well, here we are.
Yeah.
Like we're going there.
That's so sick.
What
That's
about
awesome.
you, Kevin?
What about me?
No, what was your favorite?
Your highlight.
Oh, I mean, Tampa was definitely a great show. We also I just getting to see a lot of new places. I feel like was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just like being on the road and like meeting new people every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
We had really
it's
good-
a unique experience.
We had really good barbecue in Memphis.
yeah.
That was the
the
highlight.
food highlight.
Central barbecue.
We always try to get good food.
Central Barbecue. If you ever go to Memphis,
Yeah, it's really good.
Shout out.
Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah,
Buc-ee's.
No, we only
Shout
had
out
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
Taco
Good,
Bell.
yeah.
We had Taco Bell.
Way too much Taco Bell.
way too much.
What a burger.
Oh, we had
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Taco Bell was the
Pretty
number
decent.
one consumed
Yeah.
meal on tour though.
Cookout was good.
Cookout. I like cookout.
I think you're like a foodie band. Like you guys like.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
we
we
actually
do.
are, dude.
No, I love.
One of our
I
top
love food.
TikToks is just Kev eating his sandwich.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
You guys are so passionate about food.
it's really rewarding though, you know, because we usually go sleep in a hotel and then after we just check out the food spot
Yeah.
locally where it's at. But it's actually just so much fun. Like even on the tour we went before, we always ask like what's the best place to eat and everything. But like yeah, this trip was definitely the barbecue and everything.
Yeah.
So
We had a
that's
good
great.
routine where we would check into the hotel, wake up the next morning, go to Planet Fitness, do our workout,
Yeah.
shower, and then go eat.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like
Yeah.
our routine pretty much.
Yeah.
We don't usually have like a lot of time in each city, but like the one thing we always try to do is like get like the local food, like whatever is like good there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to hit it up.
Yeah. Also, you know that like once you're like when you go to the show, you're not eating until it's over.
For sure.
Which
Yeah.
sometimes is like 1 or 2 in the morning. At which point, only option is
Talk about.
Taco Bell.
Pretty
That's-
much.
yeah, that's
Gas
how we ended
station
up there so
food,
many
T-Bell,
times.
Yeah.
fast food.
Which even, I mean, so we would always eat before, and then we're all still hungry.
Oh,
by
we're
the end.
yeah.
After
You guys
after
are
playing,
all
we're
out
like,
there,
all right,
yeah.
I'm hungry. I could eat.
Like it was just so much time together that every time we would talk about, like I didn't even ask like what they wanted. I just
Just
ordered
knew.
for them.
That's
At one point,
amazing.
I was like,
He'll wake up. He'll get a taco. No.
It was just always like this. Like it was funny though.
I love that.
Great.
That's amazing. All right, our time is closing down. It's been
Okay.
so much fun having you guys on. Closing remarks. You guys said that you guys were releasing an album
Yes.
this year. Do we know when to expect that, or is it just
I would
sometime
say
this
in
year?
June.
Okay.
I would say
Maybe July.
Maybe
Early
July.
to
We'll
midsummer.
say
Okay.
we'll say late
We'll say
spring,
summer.
early
We'll say summer.
Okay.
We'll say summer.
Summer
and then
2025.
It's gonna be a self-titled album. So it's gonna be called Moonroof,
That's sick.
the album.
That's a leak.
How many songs are we trying to put on this?
I think it's 13.
13.
13 or 14.
know.
13 or 14. I
Are
think
you
we're
guys
still-
gonna
see,
go
we'll see.
tour that after, after?
We're actually
Yes.
touring it during
Sort of
like the album's coming out. Like,
Okay.
we're-
June we're gonna go. It's not announced yet, but we're going on another little run.
Okay.
yeah, we're going on a
Through,
little
you know,
run back to some places we've been, and after
familiar
that we're going
cities.
Philadelphia, and then hopefully
For July 12th for the album. That's the album
Yes.
release show. So
we're
Can we
trying to
say
be.
that? Can we say that right now?
think we can,
Ca-
yeah.
Can we tell the people?
Can we say that?
we can leak that.
we
Right?
can
July
Find it
12th,
out.
Johnny Brenda's
July
is
12th.
our
Look in the-
album
look in the
release show.
camera,
Be
yeah.
there.
July 12th.
July
We can
12th.
Johnny
link. We
Brenda's.
can link where they can get tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like our album release party. So
Yeah.
we'll be playing
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
most,
we're
if not all,
gonna try to
songs on
pack
the
the pla- we're gonna
That's so
pack the place
exciting.
out and
Play
then
all
Dude,
yeah.
I want to get there. I
All
want to be
the
there.
songs.
That's so
Every
Please
song we
come
ever
through, yeah.
released.
Every song.
Bring the squad. Yeah,
For
it's gonna be a
sure.
fun show.
No, it'll be great. And right now we're just like Johnny said, we're trying like the spring we're trying to do college shows, and then the summer we're trying to do festivals
Yeah.
and everything to get our name.
Fall
out there
back at
more.
colleges
Yeah,
and like
so
random weekenders and things like
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
Promoting the album.
that's the plan.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for chilling with me. Where can people follow you? What are your social handles? All that kind of stuff. Shout it out to one of the cameras so that people can keep up to date.
You should
on
shout out Red
shows.
Note, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I'll say something. So you can find all of our social media, even our website, as Moonroof Music with the K.
Do you want me to shout out Red Note?
No, no,
Yeah, do it.
You can shout out
We
like
recently went on Red
Instagram,
Note, and yeah.
Spotify,
Yeah.
TikTok. And all
Yeah,
that stuff.
Spotify, we're Moonroof. TikTok at Moonroof Music, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the above. At Moonroof Music with a K.
Yeah,
Sick.
give us a follow on Spotify so you can get notified when our album comes out, because we have a couple. I think
Through
at least
that.
one, maybe two more singles, and then the
Yeah.
album will be out.
Yep.
So
Also,
can stay up
follow
with
us
that.
on bands in town too, because I've been.
You'll get
checking
notified
out.
of shows.
Yeah, notified
When they're
of
nearby.
shows.
That's sick.
And also follow us on Red Note. We're going a little viral right now.
We're really focusing on Red Note.
No, really.
It's just our main social media now.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for chilling.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
all for joining us, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank
See
you
you guys.
See you guys.
Follow it up, but my ego's bleeding. Follow my pride, boy, take a beating. Follow it up so that I can keep you safe. You were the one.